What is up, everyone? Welcome to another build guide. This is for 3.22 Trial of the Ancestors. This build is a accuracy stacking Vol Lightning Strike Juggernaut build. I'll get into all the details of the build after we run a little showcase here just to show you how the build works. I got a Maze of the Minotaur map here, so we'll give it a shot and you guys can check it out and see what it looks like. Let's go. As you can see, I have 1800 life, which might scare some people, but the build is fairly tanky. I mean, I'm cursed with vulnerability, so fizz damage is a bit of a problem on this build, but we'll see how it goes. Let's give it a shot. The speed is freaking insane. I think I have something like 14 attacks per second right now, like 55,000 accuracy. Working on getting close to 60k. Let's see if we can just rush through here and get to the boss. As you can see, it's pretty quick. It is a little bit cancerous on the eyes sometimes, especially when you pop your Vol Lightning Strike. It just fucking, things are flying all over the place. So you can, there's a couple of NTXs that you can get for Vol Lightning Strike that help that out a little bit. I think I actually have one of them and I can show you right now. This one's pretty cool. I like this one. It's a little bit easier on the eyes. But yeah, in super juice maps, like when you're running this build, it's just gonna look like crazy shit going on. But you get kind of used to it. I do anyway. But for some people, that might be a little bit of a turn off to the build. Okay, let's put a portal down here just in case Minotaur fucking wrecks my face, but I don't think he will. So we're gonna pop our protector totem. We'll drop this this guy for some crit chance and accuracy. Both of the Vol lightning strikes, and we should be able to melt him down fairly quick. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I told you guys, fizz damage is a little bit rough. That was my bad. I didn't fucking dodge like a noob. Okay, see if I can dodge this one. There we go. Vol lightning strike, and he's dead. So, the damage is pretty crazy. I POB'd it, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm not like a POB warrior or anything like that, but it's probably somewhere around like 50 mil, I think, DPS right now. So let's go over the things you need to get the build going. So the nice thing about this build is it's fairly cheap, I would say, to get you know, the type of damage that I have. You're wearing a shit ton of uniques, right? So we'll go over them one by one, right? The goal here is to stack as much accuracy as possible, and there are some reasons behind that. Okay, so as you can see, as a Juggernaut, you get 1% attack speed per 150 accuracy rating. So you got attack speed, right? Now we need crit, and crit comes from, if I could use my buttons, right here, the bottom line, 2% increased attack critical strike chance per 200 accuracy. So the more accuracy you have, the more crit you're going to get. I'm not quite crit capped yet. Once I hit someone with Assassin's Mark, which you get from these gloves as well, then I'm up at 100%. But without it, I think I'm sitting somewhere around like 70%. So we got attack speed, we have crit. Now we have an Obscurantis. If you can get one with lightning strike fires 2 additional projectiles. It's a huge DPS jump. With this one, excuse me, you're just looking for as much accuracy rating as you can get on here. It goes up to 1,000, I believe. And so I got one here, 984. I think this cost me like 60 chaos or something like that. So not too much, but it is a big jump if you can get that enchantment on there. Then we have Hinokoras, which is a huge amount of accuracy. I think it can typically roll up to 1,000, and then you use abrasive catalysts on it to give you, because the accuracy is an attack tag, so you run the abrasive catalyst and that jumps it up quite a bit. Same thing with the rings. These are a few of the only spots where you have a rare item, and it can be kind of tough to get your resistances, so you're gonna have to try and fish for some. I got mine. I think I got both of my rings for like something like 40 or 50 chaos a piece, so still, you know, in the grand scheme of things, not too crazy. Just life, resist, accuracy rating, and then you throw abrasive catalyst on that. Same thing with this one. A lot of fire and cold. The one thing that is nice, you do not need lightning resistance, because we are wearing a Doriana's prototype. I got one 6-socketed. I 5-linked it myself, and then just used a tainted. I corrupted it. I hit 2 cursed gems. Doesn't really do shit for me, but I was able to use a tainted orb of fusing on there. Got lucky and hit it. So 6-linked it, threw a couple of tainted chromes at it, got the colors that I wanted, called it good. I think it cost me 50 chaos to get the one that was 6-socketed, and then threw like literally like 20 fusings at it to get it 5-linked, and then I had a tainted fusing that I found while mapping, so I just threw that on there. Now this is another one of the rare pieces that you're using, and you need to get these, right? So this has flat added lightning damage per accuracy rating, so this is where you're getting all of your flat lightning from. And then I just threw some movement speed essences on there, got pretty lucky with the resists, and called that good. So that covers most of the gear. What else do we have? The Darkness Enthroned. This one gives you increased effect of the Abyss Jewels that you socket into it. It rolls from 50 to 100, so you want to try and find one that's as close to 100 as possible. That's actually something that I need to upgrade in this build. Just haven't gotten to it yet. With the Abyss Jewels, these are pretty scuffed too. These are just some that I had laying around. You just want the highest flat accuracy you can get. Life, and then probably lightning damage to attacks would be good as well. And then the weapons. These are replica last resorts, and they give you increased accuracy rating when on low life, increased damage when on low life, and you cannot deal damage when you're not on low life. So that's why we run Petrified Blood. You'll see that if I pop my Blood Rage, my life will go down, and it's just a tiny little bit right here to get me at low life, and you want there to be a little bit of a gap in between here and there. That way you can always be leeching life. You're going to try and fill up your life, but since you can't, you're always constantly leeching, which is nice. So that covers the items. For flasks, I don't have my crit chance capped yet, so I'm running a crit flask, a life flask with corrupted blood. This is just an oh shit button that I push. Degens are cancer for this build. If you ever run into any of those monsters that have like the circular aura around them that degen your life, you basically need to stay away from those guys because they will kill you instantly. So this is, if I ever accidentally like whirling blades into someone and they start degening me, I just pop this and get the hell out of there. An armor flask, I am running determination on this build because you get, as a Juggernaut, armor from your equipped body armor is doubled, and then 8% of your armor applies to your fire, cold, and lightning damage taken from hits. So that's a big help with your survivability. And one thing that I have screwed up on a little bit that I didn't realize until just recently, I'm running the unflinching node right now, and it gives me endurance charges. But the shitty thing about endurance charges is that it gives me all res. And so right now, if you look at my lightning res, I'm at negative 67, and that actually goes down or up, whichever way you want to look at it, when I get endurance charges. So it's actually not ideal, but the minus physical damage taken from endurance charges is kind of nice. You could probably run this one right here for physical damage prevented as regen. I think that might be a good option as well. I just haven't gotten into it yet. So that covers the flasks. I think we're let's see here. A chaos and amethyst flask, just because like I said, resistances are hard on this build. So I'm not chaos capped. I'm at -24 with the flask. I'm at 11%. So that is something that I need to work on, trying to get a little bit more chaos res. It's just a little bit pricey. And then a dying sun for additional projectiles. So your lightning strike, I think typically right now, I think it shoots out 5. When you do this, it shoots out 7, I believe. So more projectiles equals more damage. It's a good one to have, and you get less fire damage taken, which is always nice, right? So that covers all of the gear. Let's go over the tree. This is where it can get a little bit kind of funky for some people. Basically, you just want to take all of the nodes that give you accuracy. So accuracy and crit strike chance here. We're taking increased accuracy rating at close range, because you're always going to be on top of the bosses when you're hitting them. Same thing with this one here, accuracy, attack speed, and this one here, accuracy and crit chance again. This one, you run the flat 500 accuracy rating. And then with this one, you're running the increased accuracy rating against unique enemies. I am running 2 split personalities in this build, just because attributes are kind of hard to get as well. So you need strength and you need intelligence, right? So this split personality right here gives us 5 strength and 40 accuracy for every point that we go away from our starting area. So as you can see, this one is giving me 46 strength and 370 accuracy, and then this one here is giving me 47 int and 380 accuracy. I didn't really cover it too much, but with the Dorianis, if you're not familiar with what this does, you can't deal any non-lightning damage, so all of your damage is lightning damage. Your armor applies to your lightning damage taken from hits, so that helps with your survivability against lightning damage. And then the big thing here is that nearby enemies have lightning resistance equal to yours, right? So that's why you want to have as much negative lightning res as you possibly can, which is why I'm at -67. So that means that enemies are close to me have -67 lightning res is all. So you're just going to shred their life, like you saw with Minotaur, even though I died in the first one. So that covers that. Now, this is probably one of the most expensive parts of the entire build, and it's not too bad. It's these Transcendent Spirit Jewels. What they do is they basically give you accuracy rating for every 10 points of dexterity that is not allocated within the radius. Okay, so what you do, and you can play around with where you put these in these 3 slots, but you are going to want to take Mage Bane. So putting this brutal restraint here changes this into something different. So you want to put the brutal restraint either here or here. Depending on what notables it changes, it might be a little bit better to switch it from side to side. You just have to play with that a little bit, but this was the best setup for me. So what this brutal restraint does is it makes all of these nodes have dexterity on them, and they count towards your transcendent spirit, right? So this one is giving me 1,625 accuracy rating, and then this one here is giving me 1,675. So it's a huge damage boost to get these 3. I think I got each of these jewels for around 100 chaos, maybe 115, something like that, and those were the most expensive thing in the entire build. And then to go back to getting your lightning res as negative as possible, I am running a Thread of Hope here, and what this does is it gives you -17 to all res, so that drops your lightning res down even further. I just did this. Like I said, the resistances are kind of tough, so if you can't squeeze in having -17 to all res, you don't necessarily need to do this. I did it just to save myself a few points here, so I can get the projectiles pierce 2 additional targets and not have to spend these 2 points to get there. And then on top of that, I do plan on taking this node here. It's like a 5% damage increase. I just don't have I haven't leveled up yet to do it. This one here, and then the spell suppression one here would be good, because I believe I'm not capped on my spell suppression right now. I'm at 87%, so this would give me another 10. I'd be at 97. I'd be pretty happy with 97. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward stuff. You're taking these claw nodes here for the critical strike chance. You want skill supported by Nightblade to have 40% increase effect of elusive, because we are running Nightblade here on our main lightning strike. And elusive just gives you, let's see, what does it give you? I don't even remember, to be honest with you. it's good, whatever it is. I think it gives you crit multi or something along those lines. And then you do want to take this node down here, point blank, since like I said, you're going to be on top of the enemies most of the time, so your projectiles will deal more damage the closer that you are to the targets. For regular jewels, you can kind of, depending on what your build needs, mix and match these a little bit. I found some of these for like 5 or 10 chaos. It's just, lightning damage, attack speed, global accuracy, and crit. This one is attack speed while dual wielding, accuracy, getting some res there, and then crit multi while dual wielding. Pretty similar here. Resistance for fire because I needed that. Crit multi, crit chance, global accuracy, damage with claws, right? So these are all fairly cheap. I think you can get stuff like this for like anywhere between 10 and 15 chaos. And then the last thing I think to go over, spell suppression, right? So you do want to try and get as much spell suppression as you can. So I took this node here. We're not worried about the evasion rating that we get from dexterity. So this just gives you 1% chance to suppress spell damage per 15 dexterity. So I think this gave me like 28 or 29% chance to suppress spells, which is huge. And then the last item would be this jewel slot here. You do need a way to leech mana because we don't have a ton of mana, and I actually plan on trying to run another aura here. I just don't know what it's going to be yet, but you want to have a way to leech that mana back. So getting where's it at? Right here, fuel the fight. This one is the mandatory one. And then I got martial prowess here, which is also very good. Calamitous is good, would be good for me too. Like I said, I just don't have the points to put in there yet, but that's the next couple of things. I'm going to get Calamitous, and then I plan on going here to get this one as well. So that covers, I think, most of the build. Some possible upgrades that I could do going forward. These claws are like 1 chaos a piece. They're super cheap, so that's nice. You can get the enchantment on there. I think you have to go to harvest, and you can do the let's see here. Quality doesn't affect physical damage. You get 1% accuracy per 2 quality. So that would give you, if you're at 20% quality, it gives you 10% increased accuracy per claw. So that's 20% increased. You can use, I believe it's Hillock, to get these corrupted to 30% quality, in which case each one would give you 15% additional accuracy. So that is something that I need to do. In terms of the links for the main skill, we're running Vol Lightning Strike. One thing that you can do, it's fairly expensive. I believe there's an alt quality on Lightning Strike. It might be Anomalous, I think, that gives you, instead of the projectile speed that you get here at the bottom from the regular version of Lightning Strike, I think it's Anomalous, gives you projectiles pierce once you get it to 20%, 2 additional targets. So I could get that, and then that would save me this point right here. So that's something that I'm looking into doing. So that's this. So we got Lightning Strike, Nightblade, Multi-Strike, Volatility. This is one of the new support gems that just came out this league. Gives you more maximum attack damage, but less minimum. So when you high roll on this, you're just doing insane amounts of damage. It's crazy. I fought the Eater of Worlds earlier and melted her in about like 3 seconds. It was nice. Crit damage, and then this is another one that's actually pretty important to get. It's an alt quality on additional accuracy. So as you can see here, for the additional effects from the quality, you get 4% increased attack damage per 1,000 accuracy rating. So we have 50,000 accuracy right now. I believe it's at like 55,000. So we're getting, what is that, 200% increased attack damage from this one support. When I switched from regular additional accuracy to Divergent, my DPS went up like 30%. It was huge. So that's a big one, and it's not very expensive either. There's not a lot of people playing this build, so you can get that for fairly cheap. Let's see here. We run Blood Rage to get frenzy charges while we're mapping. The Ancestral Protector, we just run that with multiple totems, so we get a little bit more attack speed. And like I said, the Ice Golem, I believe, is just there for additional accuracy and critical strike chance. So this thing dies every once in a while. Sometimes you'll have to resummon it. It's not that big of a deal. And then For map bosses, you can pop your war banner down. I don't ever do it just because you don't really need it. It's just overkill at that point, but you do get adrenaline for however many stages you have. So if you're fighting a tough boss and you have some stages stacked up, you can throw this down and you'll melt them even faster. All right, guys, I'm pretty sure that covers most things. I'll put a link to my POB down in the description below. It is, I mean, it's fairly scuffed. I'm not like a build maker like some pro, but this one for me, on the budget that I spent and the damage that it has, I feel like it's just a no-brainer. So hopefully you guys like it. If you got any questions or anything, drop them down in the comments. I'd be happy to try and help out if I can. But other than that, I'll leave the video there. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.